Hello, my name is Sally. I'm the founder and national director of Diverse Church. In fact, international director now, because we now not only operate in the UK but also operate in the Republic of Ireland. So, hello if you're from there. We welcome LGBT Christians to come and join age-appropriate communities, and in order that they might gain support and that we might grow together in both in helping each other grow, but also helping the wider church and even the wider world to understand more about the good news of Jesus Christ. I am thrilled that you are interested in being part of this community, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about who we are and what our background is, and what your place within that community might be. Now, Diverse Church started in 2014 with the mission statement to be a pastoral and mission resource for the wider church, so young LGBT Christians don't give up on life or God. It was in response to a number of different very difficult situations that the LGBT people were finding themselves in. And we started off working with 18 to 30-year-olds. We've now broadened out quite considerably, and we now have diverse church groups for under 18-year-olds. We have an 18 to 30-year-old diverse church group, and we have a group for people who are 30 plus, so older adults going all the way up into their 90s. And we also have a group for the Christian parents of LGBT people to gain support and work together in those groups. So I am thrilled that you've got in contact with us. If you haven't found yourself in the right group, then I'm sure you're welcome, and we'll be happy to send you off to whoever the right welcome team is for the group that's right for you. Diverse Church is based on a DNA. Now, instead of us being based on a list of things that we do and a list of practices and defined things, we're very aware that the LGBT community and the needs of the LGBT community within the wider church are changing so fast that I really wanted to start off with a set of values that infuse everything we do. And it also creates room for creativity. And so individuals who join us, who have ideas and can have the opportunity to sort of be part of creating what Diverse Church becomes within this DNA and our general set of values. So our DNA is as follows. Firstly, we are a Christian community, so we would all sign up to the Christian creeds. If you're looking for a statement of what Diverse Church believes theologically, I would look at the basic Christian creeds that all Christian churches sign up to. We have an evangelical background, which means that our foundations are rooted in the idea of each individual person having a direct relationship with God, and we would place a high value on things like Bible study and prayer, and with a particular focus on the Gospels and following Christ as we find him there. Now, this isn't always necessarily visible in everything we do, and if you're not from an evangelical background, please do not feel put off by that. We welcome people from all sorts of backgrounds, from Catholics to Pentecostals to Methodist, Baptist. I'm an Anglican priest, but we absolutely welcome everyone. Salvation Army, charismatics, people who've got no idea what those labels even mean are very, very welcome in Diverse Church and form part of the community at every level. So please feel very welcome to be part of this Christian community. Now, being Christian is the most important identifier of who we are in Diverse Church. And so we have people in the group who are pro-celibacy, people who are pro-gay marriage, and we all are aiming to help each other grow in our faith. And we manage to have discussions within that space without it feeling unsafe generally, which is an amazing achievement actually, and it's a great thing to be part of, to be so secure in your views that you can help others to understand them and to work together on things that are sometimes not even about marriage or abstinence or celibacy. Anyway, but we welcome all LGBT Christians to be part of our community and part of the ongoing discussion. We have secondarily, we have a priority for the most vulnerable in any given situation. So if we're trying to make a decision about what the best thing for Diverse Church to do, we will always, the first question is, what do the most vulnerable people in the situation need? So we ask every single member who joins Diverse Church to agree to confidentiality. So you won't pass on either what's written in the group or who the other members of the group are. And all of the Diverse Church Facebook groups are entirely confidential. So nobody should see what you post or the fact that you're a member when you join one. It also means that when we have meetups, we ask members not to bring anyone who hasn't gone through this welcome procedure and become a formal member of Diverse Church, so that when people who are not out yet, when they go to a Diverse Church hub or a national meetup, they can be sure that there will be only people who've made this promise of confidentiality there. We do have occasional straight people in the group as well, because we're not about LGBT supremacy. We're about creating a more diverse church and helping the wider church to become more diverse by empowering its minority, by its sexual and gender minority groups to feel that they can contribute and offer something to that discussion. That we prioritise the vulnerable. Thirdly, we are about being a community together. And joining Diverse Church is not about receiving a service, it's about being part of a family. And we try and keep the group small enough that you can get to know people well, you can trust and build relationships with people. We have our age brackets are aimed to be partly so that there is a sizable group that you can get to know, of maybe no more than, say, 300 people, where you can get to know people well enough. And then within that, we have regional hubs where you can, on a monthly or every 2 or 3 months, meet up with people in your local area, sort of 10, 20 people max, but sometimes only 4 or 5, and get a chance to build real friendships and pass prayer requests and all sorts of things like that in between the meetings as well. So we aim for this to be a community. This is not about joining something to listen to a celebrity speaker. This is about us all valuing each other's views. And as part of that, we also value storytelling. We have this idea of storyvism, that you can change the world just by telling your story. And so every Friday we hand over our Twitter feed to somebody who's not out to share their story, even if sometimes people who are out but haven't shared their stories in that way before. And your stories, the stories of Diverse Church people, have already changed the church considerably. When people hear the stories of what God is doing in people's lives and how people are finding freedom and faith, then it can encourage people and it can change perspectives, and it already has, and I believe it will continue to do that as we continue to share not the stories of theologians and celebrities, but the stories of you, of everyday people in the church, and that makes a huge difference. We believe that LGBT people are a gift to the church. That's our fourth value. We want to emphasise that Diverse Church's vision is not that you're victims, not that you are the helpless victims of suffering, or even though terrible suffering has occurred in this country and other countries to LGBT Christians, but that you are a gift that the church is missing out on. That any body, if you chop off a limb, is less able to function in the way it was intended to do, and the body of Christ is less able to function without the active participation and encouragement of its LGBT members. And that's not just about LGBT issues, it's about the whole wider church. And so we're here partly to help you to find your space as a gift from God to your local church and to the wider church. But I understand that might be very difficult if you've experienced a lot of trauma and distress, and we're here to also be a space for you to just be yourself without having to give anything, in the way that you would in a family. And so we are here for all sorts of people, and we are welcoming of all sorts of people in all sorts of different situations. We believe in joy. The LGBT experience in the church has often been about pastoral whispers and tissues and just trying to be appropriate and worried. And we really want to reclaim this idea that actually God has called us to joy. And so we take the opportunity to have fun whenever we can. We make opportunities to celebrate. There's loads of wonderful opportunities to just engage. We do something called Funny Friday, where every Friday we post something funny, and we encourage anyone who's seen something funny in the week to post that, as well as Worship Wednesday, you'll be pleased to hear, where we encourage our members to post things that help them worship God throughout that week. But joy is a fundamental part of who we are. And then the final piece of DNA is that we believe in pastoral care, and that is our highest priority over and above any political activism. Any use you are to us is superseded by the care that we are committing to for you as you join. And so I am thrilled that you want to be part of this community. I'm going to hand you back to the welcome team, who are going to talk you through a couple of questions and ask you a little bit about your story, and ask you if you're happy to respect the confidentiality of Diverse Church and things like that. And it's also a great opportunity for you to ask them any questions about what it's like on the inside as well. And I am really looking forward to you joining our community and getting to know you in person. I might see you soon.